All right, so chapter 5 is where we're going to go to. Now, some of these things, we've covered them already. We're just going to kind of like, go into maybe deeper detail. All right, so chapter 5 is about software applications, right? And we've talked about, different software before. We're going to go into some detail right here. You have different software. Some software are, like it says here, Word. Actually, I don't have to type it again. It's right here. So let me get my highlighter here. Okay. So word processing software. May, what's an example of word processing software? May?
It's like Microsoft Word.
Microsoft Word, that's right. Microsoft Word. So, word processing. Software. Microsoft Word. Okay. What else is an example? I know most of us just think of Microsoft Word, but May, what else is an example of word processing?
Excel.
How about this one here? What?
Oh.
How about this one here? Let me open it up. This is it right here. You can type there just like Microsoft Word. So it looks like Microsoft Word, but it has some, like some graphic design features.
Okay. So how about the Google Doc? Google Doc, is that the word process?
No.
No.
Well, okay, maybe I shouldn't say no. Maybe I shouldn't say no. You know what? Let's go into the book. But right here, you see, when you talk about a software, you're talking about software that you know what? Let me just stop there, right? Because some of these things have changed. Some of these things have changed. So I don't want to absolutely say no, right? Because Microsoft Word used to be that you could install it on your computer, right? You could install it, but now you can use Microsoft Word online. So you're using Google Docs online, but I don't know if Google Docs is going to qualify. Maybe we're going to see what the book is saying, because it does a few things that Microsoft Word does, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we can call it that, word processing software. Okay, let's just, I think the best way to do is what we do normally. So let's go to the end here. And we're going to start with the questions, and from there we'll go into the chapter. So we're going to, part of what we're going to cover, we're going to know right here, it says executable file extensions. Executable. You might wonder, what does executable mean? Generally, when you install something on your computer and you have a file that you have to like download, it has these extensions. It has this, let me put it here. Let me get rid of this here. It has these extensions, right? So any of these extensions, .exe, MSI, these are software that you can, when you want to install a program, right, on your computer. For example, let me see if I can find a .exe on my computer. Okay. So you see a lot of these files here. If you guys can notice, a lot of these files, FileZilla.setup.exe, Wireshark.exe, Eclipse.exe, all these exe files right, are files that you install. So any file on a Mac, I think you use the .app extension, right? So when you're downloading stuff and installing it on your computer, you're going to see any of this. They're called executable files, because when these files are downloading, you have to give them some kind of permission. You have to say, do you accept? Do you accept? Do you accept? Do you accept? Blah, 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 blah. Do you accept? Yes, yes, yes. You have to allow them to install. They can't just install by themselves, right? And that's why it's called execute. They have to execute. Understand examples of productivity software, right? Productivity software includes word processing, spreadsheets, presentation software, visual diagramming software, and web browsers. So I think you're going to be right about Google Docs and Google Classroom. So productivity, right? Software that allows you to get stuff done. You want to type, you want to, do some graphic design, web, there's a lot of productivity software that allows you to do stuff, right? Be able to give examples of collaboration software. What does it mean? What does this word mean? This word here. Collaboration. Kaush. Kaush?
Collaboration. It's mean.
What does collaboration mean? Or another word, you can say collaboration, or you can say collaborate. Collaborate. What does it mean?
Share some work together.
Work together with somebody else, with others, right? So software that allows you to collaborate with other people. Maybe they make some kind of a correction and then you fix it. You guys are like working together, right? So they say examples here, email clients. I send you an email, you reply to the email, then I reply you, we're going back and forth trying to get stuff done, right? An online workspace. For example, this platform, Zoom, is collaboration software because we're able to kind of like work together. I do something, then you do something else. It's like an office, right? It's like a classroom, right? It's like a classroom. You have a teacher and you guys are there and you are doing work together. So that's collaboration software. Software that allows you to work together with other people. Then you're going to have business software, right? Business software, things that are used in companies, in offices, database, projects, accounting software, for example. Utility software, things like antivirus on your computer. Andrew, do you have antivirus on your computer?
Yeah.
What's the name of your antivirus?
Actually, but
do you know the name of your antivirus? Do you guys all know the name of your? I want you guys to check your antivirus and tell me the name.
Yes, not an antivirus. Not an antivirus.
Okay, my antivirus is Kaspersky.
Okay.
Right. So whatever you do, make sure you have antivirus on your computer. That is your first line of defense against attacks on your computer. All right. So this is what we call utility software. So like I said before, now it says also licensing and activation processes, right? So when you install a program, for example, I have a program here. If you look at this program here tells me I have to buy a license. If I don't buy a license, it's going to keep telling me, you know, your period has expired. It's going to keep warning me. So you have to, when you install something, you have to know. For example, I think here's a good example here. Let me exit out of this. Let's see. So let me show you. Let's look at this here. Go away. Where is it? That's not what I'm looking for. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, well, let's use this example. So let's say you need Microsoft Office, right? Ling, you need Microsoft Office. And you go here and say, well, here are the options. I can buy it for $9.99, or I can just pay, go away. I can just pay every month. So you have to understand what exactly is included in the deal, right? If I buy for $9.99 per year, well, what's the difference? What do I get? A lot of, right here, you see, if you guys can see this part, if you can see what it says here, subscription, right here. A lot of software, right, now you need a subscription. That is, you need to pay every month or every year to gain access to it, right? So you have to know what exactly, what you're buying, right? You got to know what you're buying, what is included. There's another one I was looking for here. Let me see if I can find it. Let me go here. Where are those options? Give me 1 second if I can find it. Where is it? I don't know where it is. Anyway, let's move on. So just trying to get you guys into what it's talking about here. So licensing and activation, how to install and uninstall applications, the 3 application delivery methods. You can install on your computer, you can install on a network, maybe like in the office or in the cloud. Those are different ways to install applications. What else do you want to see here? Okay, so let's go. So that's kind of, we're going to cover those things. So let's go to the questions here. So Alex, first question is for you. Let me read it for you. The user calls to tell you that every time he browses the internet, multiple browser windows What's happening? Is somebody at the train station?
This is not my window.
Alex, you look like you're in a tunnel. Are you in a tunnel, Alex?
Can you hear me well?
Your background looks like you're in a tunnel.
Oh, it's actually a library.
Yeah. Okay, so it says a user calls to tell you that every time they browse the internet, multiple browser windows keep appearing on their screen, even though he has not opened them. In this scenario, what should you do to fix the problem?
Let me see. Explain site scripting, clear the cache, disable browser extensions.
You see what is happening? You see what's happening to my screen? You see different browsers, right? You see my window? Different windows start popping up. That's what it's saying. Different windows are popping up all the time, right?
Right.
Okay. So let me close them.
You could try clearing the cache.
1 second. Okay, go ahead.
Or maybe you can configure a pop-up blocker.
Okay. So here's an example. Actually, let me go. I think I have a window already. Let me just go here. Pop up windows. All right, so here's an example of pop-up windows. Well, there's pop-up windows and ads. Where's everything? Go away. All right, so something like this. Well, I don't know if we see something like this anymore, but maybe something like this. This used to be quite annoying in the past, but I don't know if you still see this on your computer. Does anybody see this on their computer? When you're browsing, you see things are popping up.
That
Art,
brings
you see
me
that
up
on your computer?
memories.
Exactly. So the question is, if you see all this stuff happening, what should you do? What should you do? So let's see. Let's see if we see that. Let's see the different options here.
Definitely will be the last
Pop.
one, pop-up blockers.
Okay, let's see what it tells us about pop-up here. All right, so if you look at right here, let me just go here. Okay, let's look at this section, guys. This section here is talking about making your browser, right, your actual browser up to date, right, your actual browser. Now, these browsers usually update themselves. It asks you to update it. If you're not sure if your browser is updated, right, you can go to the help on your browser. If you see help, go to help and go to, for example, I'm using Firefox, right? If I go to help and I go to about Firefox, it's going to show me there if my Firefox is up to date. So if you're using Chrome, let's see Chrome. I think Chrome will have an option. Is this Chrome? Yeah. We'll have an option at the top right. If you go to help and go to about Google Chrome, it's going to show you there, right? It's going to update Google Chrome for you. So you can see right now on my screen, you go to the option to the right, go to help, and then go to about Google Chrome. It's going to bring you to your update. Now it's asking me here, I have to, you guys can see this, right? It's asking me I have to restart Google Chrome. So it's a good idea to keep your browser updated. If you use Edge, Microsoft Edge, then you're going to do the same thing. You look at the options to the right and go to help and feedback and go to about Microsoft Edge. It's also going to do the same thing. So just go to the browser and go to help and go to about. It's going to make sure that your browser is updated. Okay? You guys get that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Lynn, what's your browser? What?
Google.
Is Is it updated?
What?
Your browser is not Google. Your browser is Google Chrome.
Yeah, Google Chrome.
Is it updated? Like this?
Yes.
Did you see this page?
Yes.
So you say, what's the version? What's the version on yours? What's your version?
I don't know.
Well, go and look at it. I just talked about it. Go to the top right, click on the options to the top right, and go to help. Then go to about Google Chrome.
Oh.
So what's the version number?
Give me a second.
Okay. And Juman, what's your browser?
Google Chrome. Google Chrome.
Okay, what's the version? What's the version number?
Itu official.
Go to Google Chrome, go to the top right, go to the top
Yes.
right, select the options at the top right,
Yes.
and then go all the way to help. Go to help and go to about Google Chrome. It's going to show you right here. So what's your version? Mine is 91.0. What's yours?
Oh, I go to this one. It's, Chrome and
I got same as you.
What's same as me? 91.
91.0.
Okay, that's the latest version. So that's how to keep your browser updated, right? So if your browser is updated, get out of here.
Banjo.
So it talks about, yes.
My version is different from yours. What does the last number mean? Does it mean anything important?
You mean the Chrome or Firefox?
Chrome.
Let me go there again. So what last number? You mean the
77.
4472.77?
Yeah, the 77 is different for me. It's 101.
Lynn, what's yours? Is it 77 like mine?
I'm missing a page.
Let me just confirm from somebody else. Does anybody
Mine
anyone
is
see this?
Yeah, mine's different from you.
Yes, I have the same version.
Yeah, I got same.
So everyone has a different last number here.
No, last number is also same. 77.
Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe I mean I can't really say why it's going to be different. If it's the recent version for everyone, right? Then it should be the same. But I cannot really say why yours might be slightly different. I can't say that. Don't be upset. I don't think it's a big deal. Right? Maybe I don't know. Maybe sometimes they have different copies of the same version, different copies, right? So who knows? Maybe different copies. Same thing, but different copies. So maybe they install some, I don't know. It might be maybe when they installed it, or maybe some kind of a way for them to identify the different updates. I don't know. It should be the same, but doesn't matter. As long as it's 91.0, I think maybe that's the important thing. Okay. All right, so you keep your browser. That's a way to keep your browser updated. Okay. Let's see what else here. Okay, we're looking for those pop-ups here. Okay, right here. So basic security for your browser, right here. Basic security for your browser. So it says right here that fortunately, right here, fortunately in most browsers, it's pretty easy to configure security settings, right? So you have options for security, what you call cookies, not cookies like Sesame Street, like Cookie Monster. Cookies and the cache. This word is cache, like money. You say cache. Script and pop-up blockers and recognizing valid security certificates, right? Some of these things are done for you kind of automatically, right? But if you're not sure, most browsers, if you go, you go to the top right and you look at the options, you look at settings, for example, right? Look at settings. If you go to settings, you can see what setting options that you have, right? If you go to settings, like same thing with Google Chrome, right? If you go to those settings, you can see what the setting options are. For example, privacy and security, right? Couch, if you go to privacy and security in your Google Chrome, then you can see these options here. Clear the browsing data, right? You can clear the browsing data. Maybe sometimes you go to a website and you're not seeing any updates, anything new. You might have to clear your browsing data, right? Like your history, your cookies. These are all little files, right, that are installed on your computer. Sometimes it helps you to remember. It helps the computer to remember your settings, right? For example, if I go to Amazon, right? If I go to Amazon.com, it's going to automatically go into my settings because I have saved my password and I've saved all my details there, right? So where's that option here? So what we call cookies and history and cache, they're things that websites use on your computer to help the websites remember your options, like your settings, right? So if I clear all my browsing data, for example, I'm going to have to reset all my Amazon stuff, right? I have to set my password again. I don't want to do that, So all your preferences, right? All your options are stored in the browser, okay? So that's what it means. And you can clear those things at any time that you need to. So that's what you mean by cookies and all those things, right? They're little files that are installed on your computer, right? To help your computer remember, like your settings on different websites. Also, if you go to your history, if you, like maybe you've been to a website and you forgot that, what's the website again? I don't remember what website I went to. You can go to your history and you're going to see, the history of, like if I go to, I don't know how long the history is. Like if I go to show all history, right? You can look at right here, older than 6 months history. You can look at January. I don't think you can go back to like 5 years ago, right? Maybe just like in the last 6 months, if you want to see, or you want to check your kids, like what have my kids been doing on the computer, right? Maybe May, you want to check your daughter. She says, "Oh, I didn't go to that website." You said, "Okay, I'm going to check." So you go to the history and say, you went to that website, you're in big trouble, right? No more computer for you for 1 week. So you go to the history, and that's how you can see stuff that has happened, the last 7 days, last month, or 6 months, right? Something like that. After a while, everything goes away. It just goes away by itself. All right. So those are all those pop-ups and blockers and everything, right? Okay, let's see if we see anything else here about pop-ups. Okay, so Alex, back to what we're talking about here. I think that's right here. Okay, right here, I think. So it says your web browser has a pop-up blocker, right? Your web browser has a web pop-up blocker built into it. You can enable or disable it, right? You can allow all the pop-ups to come, or you can block them. Okay. So it looks like, and this is like for Microsoft Edge, the example it gave us here. So your browser has a pop-up blocker. It looks like that's what it's referring us to here. Pop-up blockers. All right. And that's for Microsoft Edge. So I think you're right about that. Let's go and see. Let's verify the answer right there. So if you're getting a lot of pop-ups, right? Let's see chapter 5, question 1. So it says right here, the browser window, the browser window, you can configure a pop-up blocker, which should resolve the problem, right? Now look at what it says here. Very important. Now, if you use the pop-up blocker and it doesn't work, then your computer has malware, which means your computer has no antivirus. If you have antivirus on your computer, it's going to block all the malware from infecting your computer. Okay? But if you don't have that, then your computer might be susceptible to malware and stuff like that. Arch, do you have antivirus on your computer?
Yes.
What's your antivirus?
Norton.
Oh, everyone has Norton?
No.
What's yours, Alex?
McAfee.
Okay. McAfee. All right, cool. So that's the answer there. Let's go to the next. Question. Arch, next question is for you. Chapter 5. Questions. All right. So Rose opens her software application and gets a message stating she only has 16 more uses of the product available. 16 more uses. Given this scenario, what is our best course of action to use it more than 16 times? Right? So it's like what I just showed you here on this software that I have. It says my 30-day evaluation has expired. So what do I need to do to use it more than 30 days?
Update.
That's the question.
Update it, renew or update.
Where does it say that? A, B, C, or D? Arch, what's the option?
It's like update or renew the system. So here I'm not sure about this.
Okay, not sure. Abu Syed, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So what do you think the correct answer is? If your product is about to expire, what can you do so you can continue to use it?
We will update.
Clear.
Is it activate the software, register the software, uninstall and reinstall, or just leave it open all the time?
Activate the software.
Activate the software. I know you think it's that. Activate the software.
Yes, activate the software.
Yeah, so sometimes when you have software, for example, this one I showed you guys, it was just a free trial, right? It gave me a 30-day trial, and I didn't buy it after 30 days. So it always gives me this pop-up here, right? So if you want to use the software for forever, then you have to activate it. Now, what does activate mean? Abu Said, what does that mean to activate it?
Activate means they activate a free 30 days trial.
Yeah, but what does activation? What does it include? What does it involve? What does activation involve? Anybody? If I want to, for example, this program, if I want to activate it, what do I need to do?
Pay.
I need to what?
Pay real life money.
You have to pay money for that.
I need to go to the bank and get some money, right?
Yeah.
So activation means paying. You pay for a license that allows you to have the product. You understand? So that's what it is. If you want to activate, see, I clicked on buy now, and it tells me here are the options I have if I want to activate that program. Right? $35. I don't need it. I'm gonna save my money and buy ice cream instead. Or I'll buy some cookies, right, Kaush? Okay, let's keep going. So you activate the software. Now, how about register the software? What do you do? What's that? Register the software. What does that mean? Kaush?
After paying, yes, we have to register, like paying or some. If you want some application, we have to put our information and have a makeup account.
So when you make an account, maybe they'll send you some updates and send you all these annoying emails and marketing stuff and tell you to buy more, you know. Or maybe if you register the software, then you can call the customer service and they can help you out. So you have to read the terms. A lot of people don't like to register the software because they think, I don't need all that stress, calling me all the time, emailing me all the time. So people don't like to register the software. So the software vendors have really messed up, right? Because when you register, then they send you like 50 emails every day. All right, let's go on. Next question. So let's see. May, next question is for you. Question 3.
Banjo, did you mark register the software for the last question? Is that the right one?
No. No, I was just trying to explain something there. It's activate the software. Configure the blocker. All right, so May, go ahead.
Yeah. You are visiting a website to order a product, but you keep receiving all information that you know is outdated. Which of the following will most likely fix the problem?
So May, what I just explained now, when you go to a website and you're not seeing, everything looks like, I can't see all the information there, right? Like in this example, you go to the website and you can't see the current information there, right? Something is not allowing you to see everything. So that's what it's saying there. What can you do? For example, if I go to Amazon, right, and let's say I'm seeing the same thing I saw the day before, I'm not seeing all the new things they have. You understand, right? So it's saying, what can you do?
You need to update.
Update what? Is that A, B, C, or D?
B.
What is C?
C. Clear the cache.
May is looking at her book and looking at the answers.
No, you asked me to talk about what is C. I just say clear the cache.
Okay. Well, you're right, but we have to understand what that is.
I don't know yet.
Okay, so like I just explained, let's look at cache here. Cache. C-A-C-H-E. Cache. Okay. So right here, it's part of when you go to your settings, it's part of what you have to clear out. Right? Like right here in Google Chrome, it says you can clear your history, you can clear your cookies, your cache, and some other stuff. So what does it say about cache here? Let's see, let's go on. Okay. Cache, right here. Okay, look at it here. So cookies are stored in a temporary area, right? Temporary area along with cache data and files. Cache, let me keep going. Maybe I'll get a better. Let's see if it gives us something else here. Okay, now look at what it says here, May. The cache is a temporary copy of settings. The cache is a temporary copy of settings that you had configured on websites, right? So you might, you might choose your settings, and when you go to that website, your computer remembers the settings. Now, sometimes those settings may not be the latest thing on the website. Your computer is looking at the cache because it's faster. When the computer looks at the cache, it's like it's faster. But that may not be the current thing on the computer, right? So for you to see the current information, right, you might have to remove all the settings that you've put there for a while. It's like you have to refresh. It's like you're trying to refresh your browser, right? And remove all the old stuff. So for example, like Amazon, right? Sometimes I'm not going to see the current information. I have to clear my cache so that I can see the current information on Amazon, right? So you have to go into your settings and, for example, right here, I can click on clear my history, cookies, cache. So it's kind of like your browser has to become fresh. Your browser becomes fresh. It's like I think a good example. Yeah, you guys might like this example. When you take out the trash, right? You take out the trash. It's like take out the trash from your browser. You don't want to keep. If you have too much trash, your browser will be unhealthy. Nowhere to put new stuff, right? If your trash is full, where do you put the new stuff? You just throw it under the bed, right? What do you do, Alex? When the trash is full, you don't want to go out because it's raining. Where do you put all the new stuff?
I just face the rain and go to the trash.
Clean
You just go in the
my
radar
trash.
like. Anjuman, did you say something?
Oh, no, I clean
Okay.
my trash box. Then
So you always have to throw out the trash, and that's how it is with computers and with browsers, right? So your cache, right? Your cache is a temporary copy of settings that you have configured on your browser. So if you remove the cache every once in a while, then everything is going to be like fresh. All right. So like I said, you go into your settings and you click on that option and it clears everything out. When you clear out your cache, you might have to set up all your settings all over again, right? So like your password, right? Sometimes you don't know your password, but it's stored in your browser. If you clear your cache, it's all going to go away. So before you do that, you have to ask yourself, do I remember my password? Because you might just forget everything, and then you can't buy anything on Amazon because you've cleared your cache. You're like, I have to reset my password. Big trouble, right, Lynn? A lot of trouble. So that's what happens there. Okay, so back to that question. I think the question was for, is it for May?
Yeah.
May.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so you have to clear the cache.
Clear the cache.
That is how you fix the problem, right? That's how you fix the problem, and you can see new information, okay? Clear the cache. All right. Next question. Anu, this for you. Number 4. I don't think Anu is there. Arch, you want to take question 4?
Okay. You have just purchased licensed software and want to install it. Which of the following are you required to enter to install this software? Product key. Product key.
Yeah, so when you buy software, right? I mean, we all do this, right? We do this every once in a while. You buy something and you want to install it, right? Yes. You need the product key. You need the product key, I think. You need the product key. So let's see. All right, so the product key might be, they might email it to you, right? They might email it to you.
Yes.
It might be on the website. They tell you exactly where to get it, right? But you have to enter the product key, right? Like, this Kaspersky that I have, right here, my license, where is it? Managed license, where is it? I don't want to renew the license. I'm just looking for the example. Go away. It's somewhere here. I don't know. It's always hides until, right here. Okay. So when you buy something, one of this software, you have a license key. If you you don't want to lose the license key. So if you buy stuff on Amazon, for example, it's going to be there on the website. So you put in your license key or your product key. It might be called an activation code, the product code, the license code, whatever the name is, right? Abort. Go away. Okay. So it says right here, when you buy, where is it? Right here. When you buy any commercial software, right? You have to buy it. You pay money. You receive a product key, which you need to enter during installation when you open, the application. So we do this, right? We do this. So we should be all used to this, I think. Right? Okay. So that's product key number 5. And Juman, you want to take number 5?
Yes. Are you hear me?
Yes.
You hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Number 5. Which of the following is not generally included in a two-tier architecture model?
So a two-tier architecture model, right? Let's see. Hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second. Let's see what that is. Hang on 1 second.
Business.
So let's see what that is. A two-tier architecture model. Let's see. Copy that here. Two-tier. All right, so let's see what it's talking about two-tier architecture model there. All right, so if you look at this section right here, it says the umbrella term for application architecture models, architecture model. That is the way a lot of this software is designed to be used, right? The way it's designed to be used. So it's always in tiers. N-tier architecture. The letter N is intended to be a variable, much like, you know, a number. So the models about which you should be aware are 1-tier, 2-tier, 3-tier architectures. So what is that? So right here, let's see. So it says a 3-tier model has 3 tiers. Let's see what that is, right? So it has the presentation layer, the presentation tier, which is the user interface. So the user interface is what you see, right? What you see. For example, if I open up PowerPoint, right? When I open up PowerPoint, this is the interface. I can see all these different options here. I can see the recent files, some more options I can search. That's the interface. So it says in a 3-tier, it has a user interface. Then it says it has a business logic tier, which coordinates between presentation and data, right? And it does things like, this is like a lot of technical stuff, right? So we just have to, you know, we have to read it. So 3 tiers has a graphical user interface, like I just showed you. Then it says it has a business logic tier. That is, it does things like performing calculations and managing data flow. For example, Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel has an interface and can also do some work, like 200, if you see this here, right? Microsoft Excel can multiply this number, right? Or can add this number. What's the answer? Well, if we go up here and click on other sum, it tells us the number right away, right? So Excel can do some calculations, right? Now the third data tier, which is a database. It says it's a database of file system that holds the data. A database of file system that holds the data. So when you have a 3-tier model, it's like a lot of programs that we use. They have an interface, you can do some work and save the file, right? You have the interface, you can do some work, and then the file gets saved somewhere. Okay, now let's see what the other two tiers are. So let's go back there. Okay, now look at this part here. So that's 3-tier. In a 2-tier, let's see what that says. A two-tier architecture is also usually a client-server model, with the workstation having the UI and the server hosting the other layers. So right here, let's take this out. 3-tier. Right, so you have 3-tier, you have 2-tier. So in a 2-tier, you have some work on your computer, some work on your computer, and some on the server. Right? In a 2-tier, you have some of the files on your computer and other files on the server. If you don't connect to the server, you can't get the work done. In a 2-tier, right? You have to connect to the server to be able to do the work, right? In a 3-tier, it looks like this is mostly installed on your computer, right? So it's installed on your computer. It has an interface, right? You can do some work on it, and all the files get saved, most likely on your computer. And that's the 3-tier. In a 2-tier, some of the work is on your computer, but for you to complete the work, you have to connect to the server. That's what it's telling us here, right? And in that system, it says the layer directly accesses the database. Actually, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Let me get that part out. Okay, so that's 2-tier. Now let's see what 1-tier is. 1-tier is what? All components of the application are run from one computer in a 1-tier. This could be a client computer or a server, depending on the application and user needs. Okay, now look at here. So kind of like 3 different definitions. Advantages of a 3-tier model include better security, flexibility, and load balancing. These advantages come at a cost of more complexity and effort to set up and manage. All right. So this particular, I think that 1-tier is the easiest architecture out of all of them. All components of the application are run from one computer. I think this example of 1-tier is the example where you install on your computer, not the other way around. We're going to see the answer to that question. So this might be the example where you install on your computer, because it says for the 1-tier, all components of the application are run from one computer. Let's see if we see any other thing about tiers here. I think that might be what it is. Okay. So right here it says, which of the following is not generally included in a 2-tier architecture model, right? So we know that in a 2-tier, right, you have computer and server in a 2-tier, computer and server, right? Computer and server. And this question here, which of the following is not generally included, not included. So let's go back to those tiers, right? So a 2-tier again, just to be clear, we saw it down here. Okay, so that question, here is the answer. It says in a 2-tier, the business logic layer disappears, right? The business logic layer disappears, right? the business logic layer disappears. What is the business logic layer? Is what we explained before. The business logic layer is where calculations and a lot of data are completed. So for that particular question, the business logic layer disappears in the two-tier model. I know this can sound like crazy, like, oh, I don't understand this part. Well, you don't have to understand it. You can forget about it. But we just have to talk about it, right? Not all these things, you're not going to need all these things, but sometimes for the assignment or for the exam, they ask you one or two questions, right? So that particular question, Anjuman, if we go back to it, what do you think the answer is from all this technicality we just discussed right now? Number 5. Is Anjuman there? Nope. Alex, so what would number 5 be, Alex? Alex, you're muted.
Oh, sorry.
Business
Anjuman is
logic
back?
layer, number A. No.
Yeah.
Alex, you say.
That's what it is. Business logic layer is not part of it because that's what it tells us there, right? That's what it tells us in the book. It says right here, the business logic layer disappears on the two-tier architecture, right? On the two-tier architecture.
Yes.
Actually, if you read here, you get some more understanding of what it means by all the different tiers, right? Like how it's used. What's an example? Like if you read this section here, it will tell you what the different tiers are, right? And how they use. Some are used by large companies, some are used by smaller companies or individuals. Okay, so a lot of technical details here, but they might just ask you one question and they want you to be familiar with that idea, a little bit familiar with the idea. Okay? Well, that's all we got. So we got to end this right now. We're going to continue on Wednesday. We're going to continue question 6. All right? Let us stop now and do the attendance. So give me 1 second with that. All right. One second.
Say
That again?
Oh, it was nothing.
Okay. All right. So you should be able to see the participation for today now on the modules.
Alex, you was talking to me?
Yeah.
Say it again.
Thank you.
Oh. All right. So what options do you see there?
Yes.
What options do you see?
Flash, access, cloud, and power supply.
All right. So it's what?
Flash.
Flash. You're right. What? Nice.
Okay.
So the answer is flash. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I will talk to you guys on Wednesday. If you have no questions, we'll continue with this chapter.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Okay. Bye.